So if you're anything like me and you play Call of Duty and you play Call of Duty Warzone, and maybe you play competitively either via the Warzone ranked or the multiplayer ranked. Me, on the other hand, I play a lot of multiplayer ranked play. However, there is a side of Warzone that I don't care for, and I have a huge pet peeve for it. And I'll tell you what that is. The biggest fucking pet peeve that I have is when players, streamers, content creators, whoever you are out there, I'm just kind of spitballing something with you. I need to get it off my chest. Okay. When you all modify game files to enhance audio so you can hear footsteps, I can't stand that. There's two reasons why. Number one, when I watch your stream and you hear that from the other end, when you modify those game files to enhance the footsteps, and you hear people coming from every which direction and the footsteps are like super loud, but it sounds like over distorted, high equalized, like just garbage, just so you can hear footsteps. And when I'm listening to that and I'm watching you play, it sounds like fucking shit. I can't stand that. I can't stand the way that audio sounds. That's the first problem I have. The second problem I have is I think that's cheating. In my opinion, it's cheating. You're getting a competitive advantage by enhancing audio files so you can hear more people around you. That's an advantage that someone like me playing on the PlayStation does not have, nor would I want it, because you don't need it in this game. You for damn sure don't need it if you call yourself a so-called pro Warzone player. By the way, no such thing. You can get mad all you want. That's the truth. There is no such thing as a Warzone pro. And mind you, if you're going to fucking title that and put yourself in a so-called Warzone pro category, that's made up, because I can call myself a pro all I want. It's not true. But if you're going to categorize yourself as a pro, why do you need to enhance audio files so you can hear footsteps? You don't see any of those people in the CDL doing that, nor are they allowed to. They're not allowed to, okay? They can't enhance anything audio-wise or modify or tweak or fuck around with anything in the game that's going to give them the slightest competitive advantage, okay? Nothing. Now, the only thing that those players in the CDL are using is this, a SCUF controller. This is not a SCUF controller, by the way, but they use SCUF PS5 controllers. That's what they use. They're not mouse and key. They're PS5 SCUF controllers, okay? The only modification that's going on here is a stock, custom-made controller by SCUF, which I wouldn't doubt if it's tested before these guys play in a tournament sponsored by Call of Duty in the CDL, okay? So that's two major things that I don't like. If you're going to sit there and call yourself a pro, but you have to enhance the game files and the audio the slightest little bit, or whatever you need to do or think that you need to do, you're not good at the game. You're just, I know I'm shit at Call of Duty. I know that. And I'm not afraid to call it out. I'm not afraid to call myself a mediocre player, because at the end of the day, that's what I am. Okay? So for anybody to go back and rewatch my gameplay and be like, dude sucks, he's not that good. Yeah, you're right. I'm not that good. I have a life outside of Call of Duty. I don't sit in front of a computer screen all day and play this game. Trust me, if I did that for a living, I'd probably be 5 times better than what I am now. Legitimately. Not trying to fucking change things around just so I can get that little bit of competitive advantage over the other player. If you have to do that, you're shit. You are shit at the game. You shouldn't have to do that. If you're good at the game, you're just good at it. Plain and simple. I don't have to change anything around. I don't have to change anything. And let me be honest with you, the only enhancement that I have on this controller that is not a SCUF, mind you, is the Control Freak right here on my on my pad here. The red Control Freak on my thumb pad. That's the only competitive advantage that I have, and it's not illegal to use even if I was to compete in a tournament. And the second thing is, I play on a PS5 Pro. I don't play on a computer. I play on a console. Yeah, you can still cheat on console. I get that. At the end of the day, it's like, dude, I play on a console. I have a standard controller with a Control Freak, and I'm not modifying anything or changing anything around just so I can get a little bit of an extra pep in my step to be able to gain a few extra kills. No, that's not how this works. The other thing is, now that I'm on a roll, man, and I'm not calling anybody out, I'm just stating what I've seen in my experience of what I've seen. If you go and enhance anything within the game, I think that's even, you're not even supposed to do that. That's against, I think that's against Activision's terms of service. Modifying game files, enhancing any audio or to give yourself that advantage. I think that's a big no-no. And I think I've went over that in previous videos before. A good player that plays this game just understands how the game works. They understand rotations. Warzone, I guess the rotations doesn't matter as much as like the CDL. Map awareness, that's a big thing. Knowing where enemies are most likely going to be or where they're going to be hiding. You just know the map very well. You know the weapons. You have your settings dialed in. You have everything tweaked and modified within reason that anyone can do. And if you still go in there and dominate with a regular controller, just a standard controller, nothing crazy, on a console, and you still fry, you're just good at the game. But if you have to feel like you have to go in there and do all these things and tweak your audio and then 2 box, 3 box, 4 boxes so you can drop 70 plus kills, you guys know who I'm. You know who they are. You know who they are. Trust me. You know exactly who these fucking people are. If you have to go in there and do that, that's a big fucking problem. That's a big problem. You're part of the reason why people hate this game. You're part of the reason why people don't want to spend their hard-earned money of $70 to buy a game that's riddled with cheaters and people trying to just do things that are, in Activision's mind, a big no-no. You shouldn't be doing that, but you do it anyway. Why? Because you haven't been caught yet? Or if you do get caught, you're just or permabanned live on stream and all of a sudden you turn around and get unbanned like a few days later? Like, no, there's a reason why you're permabanned. And you shouldn't be able to, when you do get permabanned, you shouldn't be allowed to even create a whole nother account. If you're permabanned and the anti-cheat is worth a shit, then it'll recognize you trying to create a new account because your Activision ID should always be the same, regardless if you buy a new copy of Call of Duty or not. Your Activision ID is still the same. Your thumbprint attached to that ID with your name and your date of birth and your username is attached to that ID, and it cannot be undone. Regardless of if you buy 1 copy or 10, you should not be allowed to fucking change anything and create a new account. And that's what some of these motherfuckers are doing, man. They're getting permanently banned, and then they're saying the anti-cheat is shit. It's ass. It penalizes you for being a good player. No, it penalizes you for being a shitty player because you're using third-party cheats or modifying something that the game doesn't like, and it recognizes it as a big fucking no-no, and you do it anyway. So the game recognizes that, and they bans you or puts you in a so-called shadow ban, which I don't even think that's a term. It's called limited matchmaking. And if you're permanently banned, that means you really fucked up. You're fucking doing something that the game is recognizing that you shouldn't be doing. And it caught you in the act. Anybody that does this for a living and plays this game for a living and does it all day, day in and day out for 8+ hours every single fucking day of the week. And you see them constantly getting into limited matchmaking. And you see them constantly, every once in a while, getting permanently banned. There's a fucking reason for it. There's a reason why they're getting permanently banned. And you as a viewer, you see how I went from modifying game files to cheating? Because it all aligns itself and falls itself into the same category. Cheating. Whether you agree with it or not, this is my opinion. This is what I feel. This is what I think. If you sit there and you do all this shit and you're permanently banned, and your audience, your community puts so much faith into you, thinking that you're doing something legitimately, and you permabanned and you're trying to figure out and come up with something on the fly. What? Are you shitting me? I'm permanently permabanned. Bro, I just got permanently banned. Dude, I got Bro, I got permanently banned. Bro. They all fucking say bro all the time, man. My IQ since I've played Call of Duty has shrunk by like this much. I used to be educated and have a somewhat high of an IQ. I used to be kind of smart. So I started playing Warzone and not necessarily playing it, but watching other people play it and listening to their vocabulary as they talk. you lose brain cells after a while. Not because of the game, because at the end of the day, I love this game. I really do, or else I wouldn't play it. Trust me. I would not play it. Okay, I wouldn't touch it. But at the end of the day, I love this game. And when I see toxic players come into this game and do some really fucking shady shit, it pisses me off. It makes me upset. It makes me mad. And it makes me want to be able to come out and have a voice and say something about it. Yeah, I'm not a big voice in the industry. I'm a nobody. I'm a very small content creator with under 1,000 subscribers. But I have breaking points. And I feel like I've been playing this game long enough to have an opinion on it, on this subject. If you watch a content creator, I'm not going to call any names. I'm not going to call anybody hackers or cheaters or whatever. But what I will say is if your favorite content creator is permanently banned live in the action on stream in front of their audience, their community that has all the faith in the world in you, that loves you for who you are, and you swear up and down that you have not cheated, you don't cheat at this game, and you get permabanned, not once, not twice, but like 3 or 4 fucking times, and you have to keep going in and creating new accounts. And I've heard some of these people, I don't know how true this is, have more than one PC that they can swap in and out of. That's way too fucking much for me, man. If you got more than one PC that you could swap in and out of just because you got banned, and I hook up another computer that's got a whole new profile, whole new game on it, that's an obsession. You should probably seek therapy. You should probably talk to a therapist, period, if you're cheating and you tell your audience that you're not, but you know deep down that you are, and you're being dishonest with your people, especially if you have a lot of people watching you and pay you to be a member because they feel deep down in their hearts that you're not cheating, but you get banned anyway, live on stream. Ladies and gentlemen, anytime you ever see that, listen, I've been around for a long time. And if you see something like that, when somebody's playing this game, you see that is a major red flag. I'm just going to leave it right there. That is a major red flag. You should question that person's integrity. If you're a member of their channel, you pay them a subscription, you should question that and ask yourself, should I be paying somebody that's constantly being banned? And you believe them and just say the anti-cheat is garbage and it doesn't work right? I have never been permabanned anything. I've been playing this game like 4 years. I have never been permabanned nothing. No limited matchmaking, no permabans, no anything. The worst thing that I got playing this game was a pop-up that said, I got a warning about using the language. I think I called somebody stupid or something like that during rank play. I think it was Modern Warfare 2. I called somebody an idiot or something like that. And I got a pop-up that said a warning. I can't remember what it was, but it was for using like something that I hurt somebody's feelings because I said something. That is the worst thing I ever got. And ever since then, I've just never had a problem with that. And I see people all the time. I see streamers all the time that get this shit. I don't get it. You don't see the people from the CDL get permabanned. That is the rarest thing in the world to see anyone from the CDL get permabanned or limited matchmaking. You don't see it. But if you go over to the Warzone side, so-called pro Warzone players, God, pisses me off. You're not. Stop saying that. Stop. Fucking stop, man. Yeah. And I'm a professional Warzone streamer myself. And I know I'm not. I could call myself that. Yeah, and I'm fucking Santa Claus, right? Like, I can sit here and call myself a pro Warzone streamer because there's no league for it. You have LAN events here and there that anyone can qualify for as long as you meet the age requirement and you're good. You can live in America, South America, Africa, Europe someplace, Japan, South Korea, Hawaii, Argentina, Uruguay, the islands of Molokai, Samoa. You know, you can be anywhere in the world. As long as you meet the requirements and you qualify for the tournament, you can get in there. But there's no fucking league. Stop it. Stop saying that. You can create a jersey and a name and have somebody help you run it. Okay, I can do that too. I could go on AI and create a fucking logo and a jersey and all this other shit, put my name on the back and a number on the front, number 1, whatever, and put like cool stickers on it, get sponsorships, and I can call myself a pro. But until you get into a league with dedicated ownership, dedicated people to put on LAN events on a regular basis, like the CDL, and sell tickets at every event that you go to with thousands of people wanting to come there and watch these teams compete. If that doesn't, if that's not going on, it's not going to happen. First of all, I don't think it'll ever happen. If it does, I don't know how long it would last. Warzone's just not in that state of mind yet. It's not there because you have too many fucking people out there calling themselves pros, but they're still doing some shady shit. You wouldn't qualify. Some of these streamers wouldn't qualify for a pro Warzone league because they wouldn't be able to hack it, because you wouldn't be able to do the things that you do. I was watching a stream. I won't say who it is because I still feel at the end of the day that streamer is awesome at Warzone. They're great at Warzone. Phenomenal player, right? Couple hiccups that kind of makes you question some stuff. But at the end of the day, he's a good player. And I'm listening to this audio and I'm like, fuck. Dude, I can't. I couldn't. I didn't even want to put my headphones on. I was just listening on my phone, just speakers on the phone, and I was trying to listen. I was like, I can't do it. This audio bullshit sounds so bad right now. Why are you doing that? First of all, why are you even allowed to? You shouldn't be allowed to. So I tweeted about it. I said, this isn't a new thing, but I'm annoyed because I was annoyed. I'm seeing people playing Call of Duty and purposely cranking EQ and modifying their audio just to hear footsteps and get a competitive advantage in Warzone. I couldn't stand it, dude. I had to. In my opinion, that's cheating, because it is. I feel that's cheating because I don't have that advantage, nor do I want it. You can't win without crutches, so you got to cheat the sound. Plus, it sounds like absolute ass when you're watching other players' streams. Can't even watch it without that distorted, overprocessed garbage in your ears. And that's what it is. It's overprocessed garbage. It sounds like, I can't even describe how awful that sounds. If you need audio mods to complete, or if you need audio mods to compete, you're not good. You're just another cheater. Why can't you play the game as is, like everyone else? Like me, like other people that have lives outside of this game that just want to come home, maybe crack open a Corona, hang out with the homies and play some COD. And then you get into some lobby with some kid who has fucking just tweaked his PC to the high end to no end, audio tweaked to no end, and having like this multi-$1,000 PC set up to no end to get fucking shit on by those players. And then the average dude, the average Joe, just turns his shit off and said, why do I even bother? I'll go play Fortnite. I'll just go play Fortnite. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, at the end of the day, can content creators just play this game the way it is? Just play the game the way it is. Be good at it. Don't tweak anything like that. And then this game would be great again. But until then, you're going to have people doing that shit. And it's just going to piss everybody off. And if they couldn't do those things, who knows? They probably wouldn't be able to play the game because it'd be lost. That's my rant. I'm out of here.